expect me to stay like I'm your only escape.
This episode, I'm going to break down episode 2 of season 3. And child, let's go ahead and get into it because we have a lot to discuss. And before I really talk about this episode, I really just want to take a second to call myself out because I get so invested in film and television and characters and story, and it really stresses me out at times. And that is exactly what this quartet does. These sisters are on my nerves, and I feel a way about it, and it's completely my fault because some of y'all were suggesting for me to watch Sisters and to get into Sisters and start breaking down Sisters, and now here I am, and now I'm annoyed. I'm ready to cuss Andi out every single episode. I'm torn with Karen. I'm absolutely loving Danni. Thank God for Danni, because at this point I would just be completely stressed the entire episode if it was not for Danni. Sabrina is on my nerves, and I want to lay her out too. And then Fatima, girl, I really do love you, but also no, you're just no. I just right now it's just not the right time. It's just not the right time. Okay, let's go. So let me get it straight. Gary, your wife breaks in and tries to kill you and your future wife slash fiance Andi, and you leave Andi that same night to go sleep at your mom's with your son, but your son is already with your wife's parents. I don't know, y'all. It could just be me. Maybe I'm off. Maybe I'm completely wrong. But him leaving in that moment, I was just like, wow, all of this just happened, and you just gonna leave this girl to sleep alone. You were shot with rubber bullets, sir. She pointed this gun at, Andi thought that everybody was finna die in that whole apartment, and you jump up to go, which I get. I get that you have a child, but your child is safe and he's with her parents, but he's been with them before, so he's not in any immediate danger. The fact that he did not think that he needed to be there to really secure Andi, and that's for lack of better word, because he can't secure her, but just to be able to provide some type of comfort that everything will be okay, and he just got up and left and kind of just left her with all her feelings, left her with all her emotions around what had all just transpired. Y'all already, if you don't know by now, I don't like Gary. I will probably never like Gary, and I'm never supposed to say never, but child, he is raggedy. I don't give a dang on how many times he presents some type of redeeming quality or this little glimmer of hope. He is jealous, he's manipulative, he is a liar, he is insecure, he might have a little bit of a Napoleon complex, but I can't really make out how tall he is because I think that Andi is also short as well, so it looks okay on paper, but he just got way too many things going on, and he needs therapy. He needs time alone. He needs Jesus. He don't need Andi. And while they're trying to make this whole fiance engagement story work, and Andy's so back in love with him after all he has put you through, girl. I think we really need to revisit all that they have been through. I already did a breakdown of the pilot episode, so if you haven't already, check out my season 1 episode 1 breakdown where I give you my first impressions of all the girls and what I think. I think I'm also going to go back and do some season 1 season 2 review stuff, and I also do have my character breakdowns coming, so look out for my Let's Talk About Andi video. Look out for my Let's Talk About Sabrina video. Look out for my Let's Talk About Karen video. And also look out for my Let's Talk About Danni video. Those should be dropping within the next week, and I will update the description box so that you can click down and go right to that video or those videos once you watch this video. But y'all, I just can't. I don't see it for Andi and Gary. I want better for Andi. By me wanting better for Andi and knowing Andi deserves better, at this point, I'm just pissed off with her for choosing less, for choosing misery, for choosing depression and trauma. Because at the end of the day, when she said yes to Gary, she was saying yes to all the BS, y'all. That is literally what this is. And I know I sound super harsh for Andi, but I literally binged the first 2 seasons, and maybe I should not have watched it all at one time. Andi has me hot. Andi has me hot because she's gorgeous, she's smart, she deserves better, and I just, it's a trigger for me. Seeing bomb black women choose less, seeing bomb black women settle, seeing bomb black women thinking that this is all they deserve, and it's far less than potentially what is all out there for them. It's a trigger, and it's a big fat no for me. And I only talk about Andi because I have to talk about her because she is technically one of the sisters, y'all. But at this point, all I got is drags and reads for Andi's until she starts choosing herself and choosing better. And before I get off Andi, not only is he ruining your life, causing you all this trauma and strife. He's also fracturing one of your closest relationships. Her and Karen, I don't know if they're going to get back on the same page this season, y'all. They are acting all awkward in this episode. They don't know what to say to each other. She's not going to tell Karen what happened the night before, but then also Karen had been calling her and she has no explanation. She just fall off the face of the map, and she had a very real reason. Girl, I had a gun in my face, but you're not even going to be able to tell your friend that so she can empathize with you, so she can understand. So now she just feel like you're not showing up for her, and it's just like, do you see the problems? Gary is a problem and he gotta go. Why weren't those bullets real, man? Child, I can't. I gotta get off Andi because I'm getting excited right now, and at this point it's just gonna turn into a re-Andi video, and maybe I just need to do those every week because that might make me feel better. I don't know. Stay tuned. Be sure to subscribe. Hit that subscribe button because your girl E is going in when we talking about sisters, and we getting down to the real, because honestly, they are me, I am them, they are you, you are them. Literally, while some of the things might switch up or change in reference to storylines or full-on authenticity of some of the specific things, overall, I think that Tyler Perry did a great job and is hitting out the park in reference to having content that really articulates the Black, upperly mobile female experience in love and life. So we're going to really talk about this because this is like really close to real life, and it's time that we learn, it's time that we discuss, it's time that we heal, and it's time that we do better. All of us. Let's start with Andi. Aaron and Karen, child. I hate and love how Aaron's storyline is playing out. I hate that he is this pathetic and like really trying to replace Zach in that way. But I love how honest and open he is in this vulnerable space. And low-key, I love that Karen has this man wanting her like this. Child, don't mind me and my toxic thoughts, because this is borderline toxic thoughts, Erica. I'm gonna be honest about that. But I feel like more often than not, the woman plays this position that we see Aaron in right now. And it's kind of dope to see the roles reversed and the ball in the woman's court. I like low-key love to see it. He said that Karen makes him crazy, child. And I had one dude that made me nuttier than a damn fruitcake at one point, child. So so I get it. And again, like, I don't want to see this man like this, but then also I am actually happy to see them exploring this and to see that it could happen for them too, because a lot of times, I'm gonna be honest, I do feel like women go crazy in relationships and we get so attached and so invested, and that's what leads us down the path of being crazy and ready to risk it all and do all types of wild stuff because we're just so in it and we want this person so bad and we love this person so deeply. So to see Aaron doing all this, it's like, while I'm wincing a little bit, I'm actually smiling because it's like, yes, at least it's not Karen doing this. Like, at least it's her being shown this similar type of desire and interest and investment that so many women give on a regular basis. And maybe I need to do some story times or something because, ooh, I got some stories, honey, of my crazy in some relationships that can definitely relate to what Aaron is doing right now. But Aaron now wants to take some time after the whole fallout of him showing up drunk again, child. His sobriety, man, that should be top of mind, but it currently isn't. But he showed up drunk and he's like wanting to sleep with Karen in the last episode because he wants her to forget about Zach and forget about specifically how Zach makes her feel. And I was like, dang, when he said that, I was like, Lord, that is deep. But I feel like he's doing this only because deep down he feels like he can't compete, and he gotta sort that out. And yes, maybe y'all do need some time. It's Preston and Danni for me. Shout out to Tyler Perry because he gave us another sister with the relationship drama by way of Fatima, who is now in the intro sequence as well. But we also got a stable relationship in Dani and Preston. And I mean, they're gonna have to work out this whole family drama and the racism and the Hicktown family, whatever. But for the most part, they are Gucci. And Danni is absolutely stunning in this episode. Well, she has been slaying, honestly, but I always got to point out, like, sis, you look amazing right now. But y'all, moving on. Real quick, I want to circle back to Karen and Andi. While Aaron is talking about him and Karen need a break, Karen needs a friendship break, I think, from Andi as well. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that in the comment section down below. And so, Fatima, you are cool with carrying a man if he has the potential that Zach has. And men like him tend to date their moms, basically manifested in other women because they were never told they were good enough. So what are you, his stepmoms? Child, this whole thing is messy AF. While I think Fatima and Zach have great chemistry, things with Karen are far from over. And I feel like all Zach really wants is for Karen to see him like Fatima sees him. But child, that's hard because Fatima has helped him get to a place of excelling with this opportunity, this new opportunity in real estate that is changing his life. And she's like a week or two into knowing Zach. Karen is 3 years in. I'm sure Karen was seeing hella potential too in her first month with him, and things started to get real as time went on. So while I appreciate the conversation that Fatima has with Andi about Zach, I kind of just want her to like press pause and like stop falling in love with him so that it doesn't get even more complicated, because for all intents and purposes, yes, Fatima's a great girl. Fatima would make a great girlfriend. But for me, the chapter with Karen ain't done. So this is only going to get messier because you're now falling in love with this guy who is not in love yet with you. I definitely think he's infatuated with her, but he's mostly infatuated with her belief in him. He's infatuated with how Fatima sees him. He's not necessarily infatuated fully with Fatima as a person. Now he's in love with Karen to the point that he loves her for her, but then also, even though she has been demeaning and has done some really crazy things to him, as he has done her, so don't get it twisted, he still loves her through all of that, and it's just so much more weight to what their situation is. So I really just want Fatima to get out now, child, or at least just try to. You can't press pause. When you start falling in love, child, you fall in. It's like, I've fallen and I can't get up. Yes, I've fallen and I can't get up, child. She's really, really into Zach. I don't think that Zach is into her as much as she is into him in this moment. And I don't want it to get complicated, but clearly it's going to get complicated. But one thing I do know for sure, one thing's for certain and two things for sure, Zach is still in love with Karen is still in love with Zach, and that is not over. So if Fatima wants her life to get a little bit more difficult, a little bit more complicated, keep going down this road, sis. I would like for her to back away. Like, you got hella dudes, go pick one of those. But I would love for y'all to tell me what y'all take is on Fatima, or Zatima as y'all like to call them, in the comment section down below. And just because I don't necessarily want Fatima and Zach to happen right now don't mean that I don't see it, y'all. So trust me, I understand what y'all see, and I would love to dialogue a little bit more about it in the comment section. Sabrina, Jacoby, and Calvin. I think Sabrina is next up behind Andi on my getting on my goddamn nerves list, and I'm over. And it's for very different, well, no, because she's getting in her own way. She don't see her own potential. I mean, I don't have the same amount of disdain for Sabrina as I do for Andi, but Sabrina don't want to be happy, yo. Like, she runs over to Danny's house because she just got to talk about Jacoby and what she's supposed to do when she going to work. Carry your behind in the work and act like nothing ever even happened, or carry your behind in the work and confront it head on. Like, girl, you was having sex with your coworker that you wanted to have, that you was actually enjoying, but you actually want to be in a relationship with this boy that you actually are falling in love with, but you don't want to actually admit that. Like, sis, if all else fails, just be honest. Be honest about how simple you are. Be honest about how confused you are. Be honest about how ridiculous you are with everybody involved, so that they can actually handle and approach you based on a place of honesty, because you just been lying left and right. Like, you've been lying like you weren't attracted to Jacoby from the jump, but clearly you were, because now y'all sleeping together in the kitchen, and he butt naked in your refrigerator. Even though I do believe that Jacoby was applying way too much pressure, child. Like, for me, he was too borderline. Like, sir, I done said no. What is you doing? But once she finally said yes, I'm like, all right, well, I guess you really do want it. And you haven't been honest with Calvin about how much you're feeling him. You just literally keep trying to find reasons to not be into him. And it's like, girl, if you disinvested into finding reasons why your relationship won't work or why this can't be, then why don't you stay single? Like, why do you even want to be in a relationship? Like, I'm asking, sis, somebody get Sabrina on the horn, because I'm just very, very confused and low-key annoyed. This episode, we don't get any additional clarity in reference to Sabrina potentially turning the corner and making a change. She's really just ducking and hiding the whole episode. And the next episode, we're going to see Calvin have to come to the bank because child Maurice is just steady getting him into crap. The little trollop that they had at the house the other night then stole Calvin's checkbook and has drained his account. So now he's going to have to go talk to Sabrina to get his money back. They need to talk. They need to just be together, because I'm over it. They actually are really great together, and I think that they do have good chemistry when Sabrina's not tripping. I am Danni. She is me. That energy that she had for Gary was everything. She told that man that I wish you would get off my phone. When I tell y'all I was cackling, oh my gosh, I had the deepest laugh of the entire episode when she told Gary to get off the phone after he calls, telling her, oh, I want the girls to come to this photo shoot I set up for Andi. Y'all, I already know what this is. He's about to trick Andi into marrying him. Why do you want her to magically start becoming a model with your supposed photographer friend, and now you want all the girls to be there for this photo shoot? And they literally make a comment of like, why would we need to be there because Andi's nervous? Like, Andi loves taking thirst trap pictures. Andi knows that she's beautiful. Andi, like, this something is off. And I think I saw a photo or something with Andi in a wedding dress, and now I'm putting two and two together, like, this boy is about to ambush wedding her, and her simple behind is going to say yes, and then the girls are going to be there. I hope Danni turns this wedding out. It would be no nuptials happening on my watch if I was in that place. Absolutely not. You just got the ring 2 days ago and it was like handcuffs on your hand. No, we're not doing this. You do not surprise somebody with a secluded house in the country that you never even talked about, don't even have the same aligned dreams, and you definitely do not surprise somebody with a dang on wedding, Gary, after your wife tries to kill them and you. Y'all, I can't. We're gonna have to stop this breakdown here. That is everything that you need to know, and my thoughts around it for episode 2 of season 3 of Sistas. Y'all, we back in the thick of it. The drama is not letting up. Now it's your turn. Jump down in the comment section. Tell me what you think of this episode. Tell me what you thought of my thoughts. Let's talk about all that's going on. Who's your favorite sister? What do you think is going to happen next? Do you think that Andi and Gary are getting married at this photo shoot? Child, tell me all of that and more in the comment section down below. If you're new here, I'm Erica Vane, and I post new entertainment videos every day, multiple times a day, and I'm breaking down all the hottest, most interesting, creative stories, amazing, popular television shows that are on your television right now, and Sistas happens to be one of them. Be sure to join the tribe and hit subscribe so that you do not miss one of my videos, okay? They're coming in hot. Also, like it. Like this video because you made it to the end and I know that you liked it. And if you're looking for something else to watch because you love Sistas but you also want to get into a little something else, I got 2 suggestions for you on screen right here. Get into those and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.